Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Right now, 33 degrees with sunshine. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
This report is sponsored by Overhead Door Company of St. Louis.
Overhead Door Company of St. Louis is hiring residential garage door technicians and installers. Apply today. Get a call today. Hiring bonus up to $4,000. Benefits include health, dental, vision, and pension. Apply today at overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
This is the Gashouse Gang on 104.1 FM KMOX. Sponsored by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin comfort dealer. Now, the Gashouse Gang on KMOX.
That's right, with you until 1 o'clock today, and it is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, SaligaHeatingandCooling.com. We've got, with me today, it is Mike Claiborne. He's with me for the entire show. Matt Pauley joins us for a bit. Nate Gatter will talk college football, 12:15. Randy Knott's going to be with us at 12:30 today. So here we are. Mike Claiborne, Chris Ranji, Matt Pauley. Let's do it.
Indeed.
It's freezing. And that means the winter meetings are about to happen, so we're a couple of days away from that.
It's one of my favorite times of the year.
And you're going to be down there soon.
You know why? Because I always hang out with Matt Pauley, and we have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
We do.
We have at least one good dinner together, and we see people we don't normally see because it's the off season. So it's like kind of homecoming for people in our business because we see coaches and managers and people looking for jobs, other media members. So it's a really as I like to say, it's a good time to be had by all.
It is. You see people that you don't see for the rest. Like, Claibs will see Mike Farron, who I know you guys have had on the show here recently. That's, for me, that's the only time I get to see Mike Farron every year.
He sounds like, Farron sounds like Gussie Bush.
Let's go, get him out.
You ever heard that highlight thing? Yeah, that's what he sounds like. I love the guy. He's one of my favorite people and maybe one of the smartest people. He knows about guys who are like sophomores in high school right now.
Yeah, he's really good.
Great baseball guy.
It's a fun time, and there's a lot going on. I mean, it is a busy time as well. It is long days, but that doesn't mean that it's not fun and that we don't enjoy it.
So we had Craig Mish
Another one
on
of my
yesterday.
favorites.
Craig's awesome.
Best,
and, you know, when the Marcell Ozuna trade happened years ago.
He broke it before anybody.
Oh, yeah. We talked to him a ton. And we were having the conversation about the winter meetings, and everybody, you know, baseball fans want it to be a thing where all the teams get together and all these trades start happening. You hear about all these moves getting made, and it doesn't usually work out that way. And so, you know, we talked about whether or not the winter meetings have outlived their usefulness.
No, they haven't.
What is valuable about it?
Because the winter meetings just doesn't include like general managers. Every element of an organization is their meeting, whether it's the trainers, whether it's the equipment staff, whether it's the PR department, whether it's the marketing. And it's the biggest job fair in baseball, where if you want a job in baseball, you better have your resume and everything with you, and you have meetings scheduled. I've never seen a larger collection of navy blue sport jackets and khaki pants.
Probably a fraternity party in the South.
Yeah, it's the biggest frat party going.
Yeah.
And so it has real meaning. Now, that doesn't mean that deals aren't taking place. And I was having a discussion with a baseball executive recently, and I said to him, I think there's going to be some action this year. She said, why? I said, because I think the players have finally come to the conclusion they do not want to wait till February to know where they're going to play baseball. I think players have said to their agents, get me a deal. I want to make sure my family and everything else is secure. So I don't want to wait until 3 days before spring training. I don't want to wait through the holidays. I want to get it done. And I think teams have kind of taken that on. We've seen some pretty heavy signings so far. So I think it's going to be more active than I think we've seen in the last couple of years. Because Matt and I would just sit there like, wait a minute. Rule 5 guy. Oh, my God. And, people are knocking each other over the head trying to break the story. But I really think we're going to see more activity this year. And I'm not saying that the Cardinals aren't going to be part of that. I hope they are. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see some legitimate deals take place, either a trade and certainly a free agent signing.
Yeah, I hope you're right, Claibs. And I think even if the Cardinals don't make moves, there's going to be conversations that lead to moves. The Sonny Gray trade, to me, I think was very much connected to conversations that were had at the GM meetings just a week or so before that. So that's where some groundwork was laid. I'm sure that Chaim Bloom is going to be having a lot of conversations with a lot of people during the winter meetings, whether or not they get to the finish line before everybody disperses on Wednesday and Thursday. I don't know. It would be nice because there's such a spotlight on the game during those 3 days. It'd be nice for things to happen. It'd be good for things to happen with the Cardinals and for us to have something to talk about. But either way, I expect this to be a very fruitful few days for the organization. And, I've heard people say that in past years there's been some mixed messaging from the Cardinals where other executives don't totally know, are the Cardinals open for business or not? Are they really willing to move guys? I don't think that exists anymore. I think everybody in the game, everybody in the industry understands that the Cardinals are willing to go. And the Sonny Gray trade tells me that the moment Bloom is happy with the return on a deal, he's going to do it. He's not going to wait. He's not going to see if he can get something marginally better. He's got a bunch of dudes that he can trade this offseason. So if you get an offer that you're comfortable with, do it and then get to the next thing. So I think the Cardinals are going to be active before Christmas. I hope it's next week in Orlando. I just don't know for sure.
I couldn't agree with you more. It's a new day. It's a new approach. And, we always want to get the best deal, and sometimes we overthink it. Hey, man, just go do it, and let's move on. Yeah. Let's move on to something else. I mean, because this team is not going to be fixed by one trade or one signing. So you have multiple things you need to address, and to sit there and wait on one deal while 3 other deals pass you, that's not how you should do business anymore.
We know the names of the players the Cardinals are probably looking to move during the offseason, the biggest one being Nolan Arenado, and we talked about him a ton. And there are others. Brendan Donovan is on that list.
Lars Nolan Gorman.
What are the odds? And I'd like to get your thoughts from both of you on this, that they end up not being able to make any of these. And I think of Arenado first because of the contract, because of what's been a decline in production. And, maybe
offensively.
Offensively. Yeah. Defensively, guy can still play.
He can still pick it.
And I don't know what the market is for him, but is there a real possibility they start 2026 and he's still here?
No, I don't think that's going to happen. I think the interest in Nolan Arenado by a lot of teams is like their second or third option. But I think as we've seen him play, as I said earlier, he can still play defense. He can still pick it. The offense isn't what it needs to be for what the Cardinals need. But that doesn't mean if Nolan Arenado's hitting 7th in somebody's really good lineup, that may be just a spot for him because the defense is going to be there. So I think he's done. I think he's gone. And I'm going to miss him because I think he was one of the more consummate professionals
we've had. Good teammate.
Love the guy. But I understand there's certain things when it's time to move on, we're all good with it. Just like Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray, different dude. He's a different cat. And I don't think anybody, and Matt, you could attest to this, not your normal jovial individual, but very professional in how he dealt with things. But we weren't going to be any better with Sonny Gray. And now we get a couple of pieces that we think can help us be better. And I wish Sonny nothing but the best. The way he threw the Yankees under the bus the other day, that's going to be fun to watch him pitch. Because I thought when he was in New York, his whole career changed as far as perception was concerned. And, they looked at him as just some old rube from Tennessee that didn't know anything. And I think they really kind of took advantage of him as a person. And, I think it really kind of changed his approach and how he dealt with the media and just the environment itself. I personally found him to be very accommodating and a very good person. But he was different in how he, dealt with things. With that said, he's perfect for Boston. And as you can tell, Boston apparently thinks they're all in because they're still making moves. They're setting that pitching staff up to a point where the next thing they're going to do is get somebody else in the back end of that bullpen, and here we go. So, I think that for the Cardinals, the people that they're moving or would like to move we've gotten the most out of them where they can't help them be better. So the key is now being able to find other people that can come in and grow the brand of St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah, old friend Johan Oviedo got moved to the Pirates or the Red Sox yesterday from the Pirates. So
I like that deal for Pittsburgh. I mean, for both teams. I think Oviedo is a guy now that's had his highs and lows enough where now he's going to be thrown into the fire where they're going to count on him to be part of a winning situation. That was not the situation here in St. Louis, nor was it in Pittsburgh. So we'll see what he can do. I think he'll be a really good piece of that puzzle.
There's been a lot of go ahead.
Well, just going back to what your question was, Ronj, I think everybody's motivated on this Arenado thing. That last year Arenado was not totally motivated on it. He had a very limited list of teams he was going to go to. They had the trade worked out with Houston, and he knocked it down. That's not going to happen this year. He realizes that it's time for him to go ahead and move on, and he's going to do that. I also think the Cardinals, from a financial standpoint, are much more inclined to pick up salary this year. We saw them pick up a fair amount of salary in that Gray move. I would assume that they're going to have to pick up a bunch. They're going to have to pick up a bunch. With everybody else, with Donovan and Nootbaar and Gorman and whoever else might get traded, it's a lot about the return. For Arenado, it's not so much about the return. It's about giving him an opportunity elsewhere.
Well, let me ask you this. What do you want in return for him? And what would be a good spot for him? I don't know if he's that into the West Coast. The Angels are about to say goodbye to Rondon, and thankfully, is that a spot for him? I mean, they have some interesting pieces on that ball club.
Diamondbacks could be a spot for him.
Yeah. I mean, there's some, but again, what do you want in return? So I think it's more up to the Cardinals to say, all right, listen, we're not going to give the guy away because we're already giving salary up. We got to find some legitimate people who can help our ball club down the road.
Mike Claiborne, Matt Pauley, Chris Ranji. Matt, we know you got to run. We appreciate you as always.
Where's he
and
going?
I don't know where we got. Get
I got
ready
a
for rush
sickness
hour.
that I've been dealing with.
Oh yeah, sick child.
Oh, one of those, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so glad I'm out of that business.
Croup is a thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's like all that. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, good luck, man.
Good luck to you, sir. Have fun. I'll see you next week.
All right, good deal.
Rush Hour Sports with you today at 5:00, and you've got Bernie Miklasz with you.
And apparently maybe one of Matt's kids.
Oh yeah. Bring the kid along.
Bring the kid with you.
Go get him, Matt.
Thank you.
That is Matt Pauley. He also will be covering the winter meetings along with Mike Claiborne. They'll both be down there starting on Sunday. That's when they get going in Orlando. When we come back, we are going to talk to Westwood One Sports lead play-by-play dude. He's our very own Nate Gatter. We'll talk some college football when we come back on KMOX.
Overhead Door Company of St. Louis, the genuine, the original, present 100 years of KMOX.
The KMOX Holiday Show.
There for a smile on your face.
Did you ever hear on KMOX radio a fellow say, that means I'm Bob Hamilton. And he is our narrator. And here he is right here. Here's Bob Hamilton.
Well, our story begins at the Christmas Mall, a busy place wrapped up in tinsel and flashing lights. Children, looking for the meaning of it all, get in line to see Santa. Why, there's Santa now!
There for every headline, every heartbreak, every heartbeat. KMOX. The voice of St. Louis. Brought to you by the Polar Express at St. Louis Union Station. Get your tickets now at stlpolarexpressride.com.
The Polar Express is back in St. Louis. Book your magical trip before they sell out. Book a weekday trip in November and receive a complimentary ticket to ride the St. Louis Wheel. The Polar Express train is arriving at the St. Louis Union Station on November 14th, and you're invited to hop in. Start a journey towards the North Pole. Meet Santa Claus and his elves, and see STL from 200 feet up, and feel the magic of the Christmas story everybody loves. Book your trip at stlpolarexpressride.com. All aboard the Polar Express.
I dared Archwell Health to keep track of my vitals and my grandkids' names.
I dared Archwell Health to simplify my prescriptions, so Max and I have more time to play. Good boy.
And I dared Archwell Health to be closer than my neighborhood coffee shop. Our members dared us to do more as a primary care provider for adults age 60 and up. So we made it our mission. Visit archwellhealth.com and become a member today. Archwell Health. We dare to care.
Attention all dog owners. If you have ever listened to the radio or TV for any length of time, you've probably heard of America's #1 dog supplement, Rough Greens. Greetings, naturopathy Dr. Dennis Black, Amazon best-selling author and founder of Rough Greens here. And if your dog suffers from bad breath, itchy skin, licking paws, joint pain, or low energy, the truth is their food is probably to blame. You see, all commercial dog food is dead food. That's why I created Rough Greens. One daily scoop gives your pup the live vitamins, omega oils, probiotics, and enzymes that will bring their food back to life. Don't believe me? Let your dog try it before you buy it. I'll send you a free Jumpstart trial bag, risk-free. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Use discount code NEWS. Don't wait. Give your dog the gift of vibrant health. Order now. It'll be at your house in a few days. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Discount code NEWS for your free Jumpstart trial bag today. Rough Green. We make any dog food better.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
Retiring soon? Get the information you need by joining Kyle Jones and Matt Allgeier of Fira Capital Management for Your Retirement Highway, Sunday mornings at 9:30. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
Hi, Debbie Monterey with Gloria Liu, owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria, you've been helping families for more than 22 years with your guarantees, your buyers in waiting program, and you were telling me that between now and the end of the year is a good time to sell. Can you share why?
Always good to see you. When it comes to timing, the spring and fall selling season have historically been the most active. However, due to raised home value and affordability, this market still has lots of sellers and buyers on the sidelines. Fact is, between now and year end is a great time to discuss the sale of your home. I have guaranteed sale program solutions for every situation, including instant multiple cash offers, 100% market value, or my trusted guarantee sale program, where I'll sell your home at our agreed upon price, or I will buy it myself.
Sounds like a plan. The time is now. Call Gloria Liu at 314-325-6888, 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Hello, I'm John Rooney. Congratulations to KMOX on 100 years strong. Truly making KMOX the voice of St. Louis.
Stockton gets the snap. Five-man rush. Stockton looks right. Throws deep toward the end zone. It's Humphreys over his shoulder. He makes the catch. Sliding into the checkerboard. Touchdown, Georgia. With 2:32 to go, the Dogs are a two-point conversion from tying the game.
It's a huge football weekend, and it gets started tomorrow with a big college football day. And here on 104.1 FM KMOX, you're going to get to hear a couple of incredible football games. We'll have the SEC Championship, which happens here. The broadcast gets started at 2:30 in the afternoon. That will be Georgia and Alabama. Then after that, the Big Ten Championship with Indiana and Ohio State. That gets started. The game is at 7 o'clock. We got the broadcast. So all day and into the night football.
The party's already started in Indianapolis.
Oh yeah, and I think Tom Ackerman's already there because they've got a basketball game in Indy tomorrow.
It's going to be a circus over there, and good for the Indianapolis as a city. More importantly, the combatants that are going to be playing. But I'm more anxious to watch Bama in Georgia. But I'm going to listen to it tomorrow.
Well, you're going to listen to it tomorrow, and you will hear that voice from a few moments ago, Nate Gatter, who's
become my favorite radio college football broadcaster on a national level.
He's Westwood One's favorite because
he's really good.
They got him on he's the lead. He's the number one guy. Nate Gatter joins us now calling the SEC Championship tomorrow. What's going on, Nate?
Not much, Chris. How are you doing?
Hey, we're doing okay. It's Mike Claiborne, Chris Ranji, and Nate Gatter. And that's a huge game tomorrow, Nate. Obviously, SEC Championship. Alabama has found their way back into it.
Yeah, to Mike's point, I obviously don't want to take anything away from 1 versus 2, Ohio State, Indiana, and especially for what that means for the Hoosiers because of their football history relative to the football season they're having this year. But because of the nature of the 12-team playoff, there's only so much at stake in that game. I think most neutral folks would agree that the loser of that game, unless it were 52-0, should be getting a top 4 seed and a bye no matter what. So ultimately, they're playing for who's number 1 and who's number 2 or 3, and that only does so much for you one way or the other in terms of stakes. I think on the SEC side, we have really significant stakes in that If Alabama wins, they move probably into hosting a first-round game. Right now, they'd be on the road in the first round. If Alabama loses, who knows? They could even drop all the way out of the playoff. I think that's unlikely, but it's possible, depending on how other things go. And for Georgia, they're unquestionably playing for a first-round bye, because if they win, they will get it. If they lose, I think it's going to be a long shot for them. Maybe they could get lucky, and BYU knocks off Texas Tech in the Big 12 championship, and that opens things up a little bit for Georgia to hang on in the number 4 spot. But certainly, they need a win to feel confident about their chances of getting a bye. So I think for both teams, there are relatively high stakes, both in what they could earn with a win and what they could lose with a loss. And, this is a matchup of two teams that have spent a lot of time in Atlanta. This is the 12th year in a row that at least one of these teams, if not both, has been in the SEC championship. The last time that neither one was represented was 2013 when Missouri was there. That was the Tigers' first SEC championship game appearance when they lost to Auburn. And that's the last time we played an SEC title game without either Alabama or Georgia.
Nate, one of the things about the SEC championship game is the fact that Georgia has just been hanging around. I mean, they lose to Alabama early in the year, and all of a sudden they just found ways to win every Saturday. And I give a lot of credit to Kirby Smart and what he's been able to do as a coach and keeping that team focused. But that's the last team on the planet I think I would want to open up postseason with, the University of Georgia, because they check a lot of boxes.
To your point, Mike, I think they've done that even in individual games, right? They have trailed for almost 213 combined minutes this year across 12 games. In the last 20 years in FBS football, no team has ever trailed that many minutes in 12 games and won 11 or more. It's never happened that an 11-1 or 12-0 team has trailed that many minutes in a regular season. So they've been embattled for a lot of this year. And, the funny thing is it's been the opposite in their meetings with Alabama for the most part under Kirby Smart. They are 1-7 against Bama with Kirby Smart as the head coach. In 6 of those,
really, they're 1-6 against. They're 1-6 against Bama because Nick Saban. That's a whole different subject right there, as far as how he plays Georgia, how he used to play Georgia.
Sure. And, Kirby has had the lead though in 6 out of those 7 losses, and they've had double-digit leads 3 of those 6 times. And they've ended up losing games. That's not something that we associate with the University of Georgia. And it shows you just how these two teams are able to swing back at each other, right? Nobody gets intimidated by the kind of heavyweight fight the way that a lot of opponents might be intimidated by Georgia or Alabama. They're not intimidated by each other. But at the same time, the nature of this is that Alabama has dominated this rivalry, right? Alabama's won 10 of the last 11 games. The only Georgia win over Alabama in the last 18 years was the 2022 national championship game, which if you're going to pick one, that's a good one to do it. Go ahead and hoist the national championship trophy. But Alabama has completely dominated Georgia, even though these games have been so competitive. In terms of outcomes, they've been dominated now for years, and it's really the only team that Kirby Smart hasn't been able to reliably figure out how to beat. And that, to me, is the most interesting storyline coming in here, because this is a Georgia team that feels probably that they have a lot to prove against Alabama, despite being 11-1, because this is a program they've struggled against, and because they lost to them at Sanford Stadium, something that very, very rarely happens, back in September, in what was a good game, but one that Alabama kind of controlled down the stretch. And Georgia had their one opportunity on 4th down and short inside the 10-yard line and went for it when they could have kicked a field goal and didn't get it, and they really never got another chance. So I think there's a lot for the players, a lot for the coaching staffs on the Georgia side to prove here.
Nate, Ole Miss is about to play in a CFP game here, and they've lost their head coach, Lane Kiffin, who's gone to LSU. And if you're a casual football fan, you're probably looking at this situation and thinking, wait a minute, how is a coach able to leave his job and go to a new job before the playoff even happens? And I know Ole Miss fans are absolutely infuriated by this whole thing and the decision and how this all unfolded. What are your thoughts on it?
My thoughts, Chris, are that this is a bad day for the folks in the people can change camp. And I think I would have been in that camp just a year or two ago. I would have said, yeah, you know what, this Lane Kiffin propaganda, I'm kind of buying it. That he's a new guy, that he was exposed to an ultra-high level of football as a head coach in his early 30s. His career looks like almost no other career has of any coach in his generation, certainly. And he has done a lot of maturing, and his trip through the Saban School of Rehabilitation for assistant coaches and then his time at FAU has made him appreciate what he has at Ole Miss now, and he's a different guy. He's matured as a coach, as a man, as a father, all of those things. That was really the narrative around him. And now what we're finding out is he's the same old Lane Kiffin who will put anyone and everyone that he can possibly get his hands on under the bus, under the freight train, if it means that he gets ahead. And it really is such a shame for those kids and for that school that took a chance on him and have built him back into this position, for him to completely abandon them when they have an opportunity to win a national championship. I mean, I'm sure that he feels shame. I think he feels the same shame that has eaten him up for a lot of his career. And unfortunately, he's just repeating his same past mistakes. And unless things go brilliantly for him at LSU, and historically speaking, his biggest opportunities have not gone brilliantly, he's going to regret this the same way that he regretted those prior decisions. And it's just a shame that so many kids and assistant coaches and other folks around that program, not to mention the fans, get caught up in what is, at the end of the day, just a nakedly selfish decision on his part.
You know, I've known Lane for years, and I'm still trying to figure out what the fascination is with him, because where has he won? I'm trying to remember what picture do you have has him holding up a trophy of anything. Now, excluding his wife, who he's no longer with, I can't remember when Lane Kiffin was that successful, but people keep reinvesting in him, and he keeps just taking the money and moving on. And you know what? I get it. This is a very demanding position that he's in, but the way he does his business is something that I just we just don't agree on.
I love Joe Burrow's response as well. I guess we'll see how it goes. Just completely unenthused about it. It's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's a shame. And to your point, Mike, I do get it. It is a demanding business, and you got to get it when the getting's good, right? But I think that Lane Kiffin is like a lot of folks who get their head turned by people who want them, right? Like, that's the best thing about being somebody who's in the job market, is when somebody comes and recruits you, right? Especially when you have a job and somebody approaches you and says, "We want you," right? That's flattering. We all feel that. We all have egos. We all feel attracted to wanting. We all want to be wanted, right? We want to be loved. And maybe that's what Lane's chasing, is that there's always somebody around the corner who feels like they love him more. I don't know what it is. But it's just a shame, because I really did buy the idea that he was in a different place now, because I think he was owed a certain level of grace, a certain level of second chance opportunity, if you will, because he was so young and so inexperienced when a lot of those things happened in his 30s with the Raiders, and then when he decided to leave Tennessee after 1 year. But it felt like a rerun of leaving Knoxville amid all that chaos, and it just doesn't line up with the persona that he's tried to cultivate over the last several years. And I think that would really concern me if I were an LSU fan, is what kind of guy are you bringing into the pressure cooker that is the head coach of the LSU football job? And I don't know if he has the right makeup to handle that kind of an environment.
Nate Gatter, looking forward to hearing you on the call of the SEC championship game on KMOX tomorrow. The broadcast starts at 2:30, and then that game will immediately be followed by the Big Ten championship. Again, it's here on KMOX. Nate Gatter, thank you. We're looking forward to tomorrow.
Looking forward to it as well, Chris. Thanks a lot.
That's Nate Gatter. And he will also be hosting with us, 2 weeks from now? Or no, it's a week from Monday. He'll be in on the Gashouse Gang, so looking forward to that. I've got Mike Claiborne with me, Chris Ranji, on the Gashouse Gang, brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, SaligaHeatingandCooling.com. When we come back, longtime sports guy here in the city, Rennie Knott, and also longtime guy here in the city. And he has a new podcast, a new show, The Rundown with Rennie Knott. Rennie Knott is next on KMOX.
Championship Saturday is here, and KMOX is bringing the hits. At 2:30, the SEC Championship takes center stage with a heavyweight rematch. The Georgia Bulldogs and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Two giants, one crown. And we're not stopping there. Right after, it's the Big Ten Championship. The Indiana Hoosiers looking to shock the world against the Ohio State Buckeyes. Championship Saturday on 104.1 FM. KMOX. Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
36 degrees, mostly sunny. The high today will be 41.
This report is sponsored by Metro Transit.
Looks like autumn has arrived, and all fall long, a Metro Transit Day Pass is still just $5, which makes you just one click away from your one-day mental health fall getaway. Plan your trip at metrostlouis.org.
Setting goals for retirement is one thing, but knowing how to achieve those goals is another.
What are your wishes, hopes, and dreams? What's retirement look like for you? Because everybody, that picture is different.
For tips on building a better nest egg, tune in to the All Financial Hour with host Steve All, Saturday mornings at 10 or Sunday evenings at 6, right here on KMOX. You can also visit yourmoneymattersstl.com for more details.
An important message from S&L Coins. S&L Coins pays top dollar for your gold and silver coins, old currency, gold-filled jewelry, scrap gold and silver, silver plating, gold and silver bullion. Get a quote with a call to S&L at 544-3600. S&L Coins, 544-3600. Or visit S&L Coins at 9300 Gravois, just east of McKenzie. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 Saturday. Before you sell, call S&L, 544-3600.
This is Amy Mark Scores, chair of this year's Red Kettle campaign. Christmas reminds us of the challenges faced by our neighbors in need, basic needs we sometimes take for granted. When you give with joy to the Salvation Army, you transform lives. You put food on the table and provide warm beds. You give veterans and seniors purpose. You help a child experience the joy of Christmas. And 90 cents of every dollar donated goes directly to critical social services. Bring joy to the world today. Visit salarmy.us/Amy Mark Scores.
After a disaster, emotional recovery takes time. Show Me Hope Missouri offers free, confidential support wherever you are. Call or text 1-800-985-5990 and connect with a local crisis counselor today. From Missouri Department of Mental Health.
Glover here for my friends at Cantor Injury Law. Cantor is local, and we're here doing the work every day. We're right here in St. Louis, and we're ready to fight for you. CantorInjuryLaw.com or call 314-628-9999.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be solely based on advertisements.
Sunday night, the Chiefs are back in action at Arrowhead as they host the Texans.
Sightman Cancer Center game time 6 p.m. Sightman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer.
The Chiefs, the Texans, on your home for Chiefs football. 104.1 FM KMOX.
As I mentioned, we do have a Cardinals holiday pack to give away here, and it is our final holiday pack of the week to give away. It's an opening day pack, and here it is. This is your opportunity to win those tickets. All we need is for you to be caller number 4 to the contest line at 314-955-1120, 314-955-1120. That ticket pack provided by the Cardinals, and you must have a valid email address to win. So best of luck to you. We're joined now in studio on the Gashouse Gang. It's Mike Claiborne, Chris Ranji. We're joined by Rennie Knott, who's with us now. How's it going?
Good afternoon.
Got a new show we'll talk about? The rundown?
Well, no, I wouldn't say I'm everywhere. I'm trying to get somewhere. Let's put it that way. I was coming in going, it's cold. Man, it's cold.
Man,
it's
you're
cold.
like
warm
me,
all the way
I'm
up to
allergic
40?
to cold weather.
It's not even so much allergic to cold weather. I keep thinking about all those days in July and how hot it's going to be, and I'll be complaining on that side too.
Like, no. They say, "Oh my goodness, it's 98 degrees." And what's wrong with that? Well, now I have to layer up.
Yeah.
And wear, you know, it's just and it just changes my demeanor.
Here's what I was just telling them before we walked in here about Mrs. Knott, and she's one that likes it cold in the house. So I could sit by the fireplace dressed just like this, hoodie, vest,
and she wants to open a window,
beanie, and everything. No, that's how I have to sit because you drew the short straw when it came to the marriage. So
I kind of agree with her, man. This really? St. Louis summer, the August. Ugh.
You guys are nuts. No.
It's you know what it is? It's that humidity. We have humidity.
That may be it more than anything
awful.
else.
Like
but
I can
then
do
I
that.
don't like going to Arizona where they have the
110,
heat.
the dry.
Just true.
I can handle that way more. The 110
at night though.
Yeah.
So
it's
this
gross.
is like
It
the
never
cool
ends.
thing about Florida and spring training. And I know people go to spring training in Arizona, and they're wearing a sweater or a jacket at night. Me, I'm sitting with the same shorts I had on earlier in the day. Okay, it doesn't change, and I can sit out by the pool with a nice glass of Cabernet or whatever, and look up in the sky and not worry about a dust storm or anything like that. So I'm good. So you can have your dry heat. But this weather here just changed my. I am a surly, salty person at this time of the year.
Do you know what? But it's understandable. It truly is understandable in the sense that when you have to layer up, you being a man of fashion,
There you go.
Now I got to cover up everything
all the
that
good
I
stuff
put
I
together.
have.
All my outfits.
By the way, you do all right yourself, though. You
Well,
don't
I'm just
dress
in the
like a
hoodie
vagabond
today,
here. Well, look what I have on.
I'm able to dress down these days, but yeah.
But with the holiday season about to become upon us, well, I got some stuff.
Oh, what about the salt? You got to walk through the
messing up
salt.
your
pants.
Messing
You
up
get on your pants and your shoes.
I mean, come on.
So you got a new deal going here.
We're working on some stuff. Yes.
You know, I guess Sports Central STL was not good enough for him.
That's not what that means.
No, that is.
I know we couldn't pay you enough.
So,
we couldn't pay you enough.
Go ahead.
But no, I'm excited that you're going to stay in St. Louis and be involved in this because you've been one of my good friends from the day we got here, and watching you grow into this digital era, I think is going to be great, not only for you but certainly St. Louis.
I'll tell you. Initially, I was like, I don't get it. I don't get what a podcast is supposed to be.
So you one of those people that like they had to make sure your kids change the channels on the TV for you because you didn't know how to operate the remote
I'm used
controls.
to the waking up and producing the show and go out there and doing it. So this actually suits more of what I think I would love to do moving forward because it's more about conversations. It's more about getting to know, I know Mike Claiborne does the radio and I know he does the Cardinals and I know his sports. But what else is there to Mike Claiborne? What drove you to do this?
Depends on what bar you're in.
Well, there you go. And those are stories that you could tell on a podcast.
Well, not all of them.
We can
most of them.
We can edit around some things, but I think that's
the key
what I
art
love.
of editing. Yes,
editing is a good thing. It's a good thing.
So when, where, and how do we get a chance to listen to you have sit downs with people?
All right. Well, the first one was out today. That's with Tashara Jones, former mayor of St. Louis, and it's on YouTube. The Rundown with Rennie Knott. And I have to look at Callie over here because Callie knows more about this than I do.
You just show up and say,
I sit down and I go, hey, all right, let's talk. And we have these conversations. And the thing about the conversation is I don't want, if it's somebody who's a politician or whatever, I don't want the whole conversation to be, why didn't you do this? Why did you do that? They want it to be about, I want people to get to know you. What drives you? What inspires you? Why you decided to do this in the first place? Where you are now in life. And talk to her about being a single mom and having her son, I guess, is an outstanding basketball player who is now
I think he already committed somewhere, right?
He's in Raleigh, North Carolina, playing basketball at a high school there. That's where his dad lives, and so he's with the dad there. But to give up that much of yourself when now you have time to be that mom full time. And then the conversation we had about when her son said to her, and this is the one that really tugged at you. She goes, when I became mayor, my son said, oh, does that mean I'll be safe now? Because, you're with the police department in a way, and you're helping make the city safe. Will I be safe now? And he meant that was, can I now trust being with the police and can I trust police officers or things like this? And it had never hit her before till that moment. You're like, wow. And now you start to realize what all these other single moms are dealing with and families are dealing with when you hear something like that said.
So what sort of guest list do you want to put together for the show as it goes on? Is it anybody sports, non-sports, anybody?
I think I want the show to be one that really highlights the community. And our community is so fascinating, and there's so many people doing so many different things. And I think that's what I want it to be moving forward. I don't want it to be, hey, it's just a sports show. But that doesn't mean you can't have a sports person on.
Yeah.
Hey, it's just this show. Doesn't mean you can only have that type of person on. I want people to understand that when you look at the city of St. Louis, it's not about all these numbers and statistics and who got shot and who died and we're the murder capital or we're the this, we're the that. Let's get to know who we are in real time. And that way you can absorb it and go, wow, this isn't such a bad place after all. This is pretty cool.
I'm in the Odyssey family of radio where I have a show on 96.3 FM, and it's similar. I don't think I've had one sports person on since I started. And I just love talking to other people like yourself. You've been part of that show. And I think that there's so much good about people in St. Louis that most people don't know about that I'm glad you're doing this because we need to have more voices and more people talking to people who can make an impact and who do the right thing in our community, and that's something I think we're kind of lacking right now.
I mean, there's things that people need to be held responsible for, and need to be able to answer to. But one of the things that blows me away about St. Louis, so I do a lot of emceeing and
you're the best, man. You like you kind of like
Look,
Georgie
I don't have the money
Jessel.
to hire you as an agent, but we may have to work in the future.
Every time I go to an event, he's there. He gets everybody fired up. Yeah. He's very emotional. Almost has me crying a couple of times, especially when the auctions start.
Yeah,
I mean,
we have some fun.
He is the best MC in St. Louis.
First time I saw you about 10, 11 years ago, LLS, like the Night Walk.
And I haven't said that since Jack Buck.
Well, thank you.
Jack Buck was probably as good as anyone.
Yeah. Well, here's the
and
thing.
He would start off and say, "We're about as organized as a blues power play."
That's good. That's good. I might have to steal that one.
You steal that one, especially the way they play now.
Doing these things is you really learn the community. You learn what's happening that needs to be corrected. But you also find out that there's everyday people willing to correct it, willing to step up and put their money up. So you would think right now we're going through some horrible financial times globally. A lot of people hit hard, lost jobs, blah, blah, blah. You're thinking there's no way that these nonprofits are going to make any money. So I did the Christian Hospital fundraiser about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I was supposed to go to that.
Oh, you should have come. Because it was one of these nights where you thought, it's a good room, but I don't know.
And I was dressed. I was at another black tie event that day, and somebody said, "You got to come." And I said, "Well, who's going to be there?" And they mentioned a couple. I probably ought to stay home.
I have to avoid that person. There's a restraining order. No, but the thing that got me was one of the things they wanted to do was to have someone put their name on the breast cancer awareness center that they're going to have there, and
Rick Stevens does a phenomenal job.
$150,000 to do it.
Christian does a really good job.
We have to have that hospital over there.
It's in North County. So as I tell people, growing up, Christian Hospital was a place you went to die. There was no chance you could survive. And since Rick Stevens and his team have come in there, it's a place that gives you a second chance on life for a lot of different reasons. They don't have a trauma center there, but they accommodate so many people for so many different reasons, especially during the pandemic. I mean, they may have had the best hospital within the state of Missouri as far as how to deal with it. They had the most patients, and they did not have that death rate like we saw a lot of other places have. But what Rick Stevens and his team has done over there is phenomenal. And yes, you're right. If we don't have Christian Hospital in North County,
there's nowhere to go. So that night, they want to put a name, somebody to sponsor. And $150,000 is going to be the cost to sponsor this. Leave a legacy. I mean, it really is a powerful thing.
And thank you so much for the donation.
Well, it wasn't me, but
it would have been you.
But
however,
within 5 minutes, and it was one of these things where I just put it out there. If you want to do it, see one of the volunteers, whatever. And within 5 minutes, this woman did it. $150,000 like that.
So
I'm going,
I've seen him in action. He is so emotional about people getting involved in the auction. And that has a lot to do with you, man, on how they raise money, because you are really good at that.
I appreciate it.
I hope you can raise money for me one day.
What's your cause?
That might be a mutual.
Nothing.
Just for you.
That might be a mutual venture that the two of us
go have a good dinner somewhere.
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh, you can get that in a second. We got Rennie Knott with us here on the Gashouse Gang.
Can you stay to the top?
Yeah, and because it is the Gas House.
Nowhere to go.
Hey, and because it is the Gas House, we need to get your.
This is
not going to let you get out of here.
Radio first here, though.
What's that?
KMOX. Two African-American men sharing a microphone.
It's never happened before?
I've been here since 1981. I haven't seen it.
Wow.
Well,
mark your calendar.
And then me.
Yeah. So that you know what? That's probably a bigger circle on the calendar than Rennie and I.
Yeah, so we're not going to let you get out of here without giving us your Cardinals thoughts.
Sure.
We'll do that when we come back. Rennie
He's
Knott.
a sports guy. He'll always be one.
That's right. Rennie Knott with us on the Gashouse Gang, brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. SaligaHeatingandCooling.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
NeoVitan began with one doctor's mission to help others feel their best. After years of caring for patients, Dr. Ken Ribicki, a St. Louis physician, created NeoVitan, a line of multivitamins designed with quality, safety, and everyday wellness in mind. Each formula is made in the U.S. using the finest domestic and international ingredients to support real people living real lives. Discover the difference today with NeoVitan, available at Schnucks, Dierbergs, and neovitan.com. NeoVitan, trusted nutrition from St. Louis for St. Louis.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan with McKelvey Homes. The Brennans love celebrating the holidays at home, and there's never been a better time to move up to McKelvey with our Home for the Holidays sale. Save big with savings of $25,000 plus up to $10,000 cash at closing on every move-in ready home, and on select homes, special financing starting at 4.75%. We have a wide variety of homes with all the most popular features selected by our experienced design team. Visit McKelveyhomes.com and move up to McKelvey.
For 100 years, KMOX has been part of St. Louis. Now, Together Credit Union is helping celebrate that legacy. Starting in November, visit any Together Credit Union branch to pick up a KMOX 100th anniversary commemorative ornament for just $5 while supplies last. Each ornament supports Children's Miracle Network of Greater St. Louis. Together Credit Union, honoring 100 years of KMOX, the voice of St. Louis, and Children's Miracle Network of Greater St. Louis, improving the health of all children.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Missouri can count on.
Winter Wonderland, presented by St. Louis County Parks and Recreation at Tillis Park, is now open through January 3rd. Enjoy more than 1 million dazzling lights with holiday characters and festive scenes. Whether you're carrying on a family tradition or starting a new one, you'll never see anything like Winter Wonderland at Tillis Park. Happy holidays from Kirkwood Fence, Tully Tire, Washington University Orthopedics, Restoration One, and Happy Roof. More info at KMOX.com.
At Hardee's, every Tuesday is now Tender Bender Tuesday. Right now, download the Hardee's app and join My Rewards. Buy 3 hand-breaded chicken tenders, get 3 free. It's Tender Bender BOGO. Every Tuesday now through June 2026. This Tuesday, get 3 tenders, free. Next Tuesday, get them free. The Tuesday after that, you guessed it, free. Buy 3 tenders, get 3 free. Another great benefit for My Rewards members. Only at Hardee's. Registration and app required. Available for limited time at participating restaurants. See app for terms.
Missouri, it's here. FanDuel Sportsbook live, and it's rolling in the Show Me State, and they are celebrating with a little something for everyone. All this week, every customer gets a no-sweat bet every day. So that's right, no matter what you're betting on, if it doesn't hit, you're going to get a bonus bet back to keep the action going. So if it's basketball, football, hockey, whatever it is you're into, all of it you can bet on an app that's safe, secure, and built for every kind of fan. A lot going on this weekend. College football tomorrow, NFL on Sunday. Huge weekend. And with the FanDuel app, the interface is quick, payouts are fast, experience is awesome. So go to FanDuel.com/Missouri to download it now. FanDuel Sportsbook is now live in Missouri. 21 and over and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Opt-in required each day. Refund issued as a non-withdrawable bonus bet that expires 7 days after receipt. Max refund $20. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com.
Now back to the Gashouse Gang, sponsored by Saliga Heating and Cooling on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Only have a couple of minutes with Rennie Knott, who is here on the Gashouse Gang with Mike Claiborne and Chris Ranji. Wanted to get your thoughts, Rennie, on the Cardinals offseason with the winter meeting starting on Sunday.
So on this offseason, what they basically need to do is take their team and somehow become the Dodgers.
The Dodgers.
Because right now, when I look at this team, there's nobody on the team, and this is the point I keep trying to make to people. There's nobody on the team that is your leader. There's nobody on the team that anybody on the team feels like they need to answer to. Like, I can't let so-and-so down. Now, I don't know what's going to happen moving forward with the new GM president and all that. Seems like a nice guy. I don't know what his game is, so we'll see how it works. But when I look at that team right now, you tell me what's the core. And then let's spin off from there. Who is your Chris Carpenter? Who is your Albert Pujols? Who's your Yadier Molina? Who's your guys where you feel like, I can't let that guy down? Who's that guy that's going to take the bat out of the other guy's hand and tell him, you won't be batting because that guy's going to go win the game for us?
As long as I've been on the planet, where I didn't see a lot of Musial, but I saw Gibson and Brock and Pujols and Ozzie and McGuire and all the other great players. This is the first time we're going into an offseason and not have a, quote, marquee player.
Right.
And that's unheard of for Cardinal fans. I mean,
I can't think of it.
I'll throw in Goldschmidt and Arenado. I mean, those guys were the best of the best when we got them. And now we have Mason Wynn who won a Gold Glove, and we have some guys who are moving up, but they're not the face.
They're not there yet.
Yeah, could be stars.
They're not. And the great thing about it is it does give you hope for the future. But how far away is that future? And when I look
wish
at
you would
those
hurry up,
empty
because I don't have a lot of time on
Exactly. When you were looking at the empty seats last season,
yeah,
well,
we're going to be all right.
Who's drawing you to bring in tickets?
All right, before you get out of here, tell us where we can see and hear the rundown.
Okay, we're going to do the rundown every Friday. I believe it drops, 8 a.m.? Yes, 8 a.m. according to Callie.
Well, just
Callie
keep
wasn't
checking.
quite sure.
Just keep going back till it's
on
there.
YouTube, so I don't know exactly how it all works.
And
Where
Apple.
else?
And all the places you can get
here,
your
hold on. Let me get the
Wait.
It's on
YouTube,
Instagram,
Apple.
YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok.
There we go. We also have it on Apple and Spotify if you don't want to watch. Listen.
Why would you not want to watch?
We love watching.
Absolutely
Watching it
watch.
for 21 years.
Watch.
Yeah, exactly.
What I do.
It's a TV guy. What are you talking about?
But so that's the other thing, too, about all of this is learning where it is and why it is and how each one is done differently, because you have the big one that's on YouTube, but then all the other ones are smaller spinoffs of it to keep the interest going and to bring people over there. And so I am learning as we go along how all of this functions. But, man, it's almost as much work to sort of figure out where to put it as it is to do it.
Now you're messing up. Just go do the show.
Just go do
Don't
it.
let everybody else worry about the other stuff.
Easy enough.
There you go.
Easy, and they would probably like that, too.
It's
good luck to you, man.
It's
Have
called
fun
The
with
Rundown with Rennie Knott. First guest, former Mayor Tashara Jones.
Yes.
It's awesome, man. Thank you for coming in. Good to see you
guys.
again.
Always.
This is the Gashouse Gang, back on Monday at 12 o'clock on 104.1 FM KMOX. Dave Glover is next.
Bet the game day action right from your phone.